Hi, welcome to CJReform.info, the criminal justice reform blog. My name is Jeremy Stock. Today I'm talking to you about this amazing Starbucks coffee video. They have this series that it looks like they started last year in 2016, where they talk about Upstanders, people who are upstanding in the community. And today, my girlfriend had forwarded this message to me and showed me this video, and I love everything about it, and I think that it encapsulates really some of the important factors that need to go into the criminal justice reform discussion, and without these factors, I don't think we're going to get anywhere. So I hope you've had a chance to watch the video. I've posted it here with this video as well. Please hit pause here, go watch it. It's worth your time, and then come back because we're going to discuss that. So the video talks about the true story of Ian Manuel, who was only 13 years old, and he's was a young African American man who was caught up with some bad dudes. He was given a gun and basically told to shoot somebody, shoot this lady, who turned out to be this woman named Debbie Bagre. And Debbie was literally shot in the face by this kid, and she had severe damage done to her face, her jaw, teeth, etc. And I imagine she went through tremendous pain and difficulty. Anyways, he was of course tried and found guilty. He was told to plead guilty by his mother, and he did so. And as a result, he was given a life sentence, and that's life without parole, at age 13. Ian, the young man that he was in prison for life, made the decision to contact her. They started a correspondence via mail. And long story short, they became friends, and she came to the conclusion that, one, she forgave him because he was only 13 years old when he committed this crime, and she thought and believes that it's inhumane to put somebody away for life when they're just a child. And they make mistakes, and they do stupid things, and they even do very, very heinous things, as in this situation. She showed mercy. And the video includes one of my favorite men in this world is Bryan Stevenson, who wrote this book. You may have heard of it or recall it. It's one of the most powerful books I've ever read, certainly among the top books in the criminal justice reform world, but on any level it will blow you away. It's a powerful story. Bryan Stevenson is a man who's worked for the Equal Justice Initiative, which is a program he started where they basically battle capital conviction cases, death penalty cases. He is interviewed, and he explains how it is not that uncommon still in 2017 for a child, a 13-year-old, to be put away into prison for non-murder crimes for life. And why I wanted to bring this up is because I believe that to have a real criminal justice reform discussion, we need to be able to talk about mercy. We have to get over this idea that, well, you made your choices, this 13-year-old boy, he decided his fate when he pulled that trigger, and that's it, right? Real easy to say on this side of things, right? It's really easy to say, he made his choice. But the reality is, one, he was only 13 years old. What have you done when you were 13, 14, 15 that had the authorities become involved, it might have gone a different way? I know myself in my past. I've made mistakes. I've done things where, even when I was a young child, could have gotten me into a lot of trouble, you know, and just by the grace of God, it didn't go that way. So I believe that we as a society have to take a huge step back when it comes to our sentencing. Because if we are going to continue to sentence children to life, even with parole, especially life without parole, what does that say about our society? What does that say about us? We have to be able to turn back to what she says in the video, and it's powerful. She says, I decided to have compassion upon him. And I think that goes a long way. I hope you enjoy the video. There's a story that's similar that I highly recommend that you read, and it's called Picking Cotton, another true story. And it tells the story of Jennifer Thompson Canino and Ronald Cotton. It's kind of in the opposite direction. This is a story where Jennifer Canino, she was raped, vicious story when she was in college. She thought she knew who the guy was, and through a series of police lineups, etc., she picked Ronald Cotton. That's the man that did it. She was wrong. It turns out she was completely wrong. It wasn't Ronald Cotton. And this is later proven through DNA evidence, etc. Ronald Cotton, just like the first story with Ian and Debbie, he could have chosen to stay angry, right? This woman, she wrongfully convicted me. I'm going to hate her. I'm going to be angry, etc. But instead, he chose compassion. He chose forgiveness. And through his act of compassion and forgiveness, he was eventually exonerated, etc., in part through the help of her because of their friendship. Jennifer and Ronald Cotton actually to this day tour the country and do speaking engagements because their story is so amazing. But it was the mercy, it was the forgiveness, it was the compassion that overcame the problem and helps explain why we need to rethink these things. If we think we're doing ourselves a favor by continuing to be so strict and cold and hard and one law answers every issue, painting with a broad stroke, we lose our humanity because our system must reflect who we are as people. We have to realize that we're not dealing with criminals, we are dealing with human beings. And that, I'm sorry, if you have any sense of humility whatsoever, that requires mercy because we are all fallen people, right? We are all screwed up. We have made mistakes. We've done things we regret. It requires mercy. So thank you for watching. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little, talk concerning that. I think it's a great video. I commend Starbucks for doing these. They're well produced, they're thoughtful, they're meaningful, and I think they add to the conversation. I encourage you to stick around, enjoy other posts, and please comment, leave me an email, let me know your thoughts. If you'd like to contribute in some way, let's start a conversation. You can reach me here at jds@CJReform.info. Thank you.